Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hello everyone, I am Lady Keoki. Welcome to my channel. Today is another beautiful day because we are here to enjoy. Today is a special day because I celebrate my 4 years on my plant-based journey. Yes, I'm excited. I start looking at the dates and I said, you know what? I think it's about time for me to celebrate something special, right? So, yes, it has been 4 years on this journey that I have. So, I have my notes in front of me because number one, I don't really like to be long-winded, but I do have a lot to share because this is amazing. This is a blessing. Okay, so let me just read from my notes. I don't normally do this, but I don't want to miss a beat. Okay, so yes. So I started when I just said that. Actually, I started, I think I said 17th, but I started July 19th, 2022 on this journey. And that would be my very first video that I have on YouTube here. So yeah, that's when I started. And now I'm coming up on here's to my 4 years today. Let's go to the why. Why did I start? So I always share this story when I have my Zoom meetings and etc. If I'm out and about and I kind of share my story. So I'm just going to give it briefly. I started because my weight was not up to par. I was 217 pounds. And I went to the doctor. I can't even remember why I even made that appointment. Or maybe the doctor was saying it was time to come in for a checkup. I don't know. But when I was there, he gave me that language of pre-diabetic. And of course, I was overweight. And at that point, I was really, I don't know why I felt like I should be been upset with him, but either way, I was upset at the same time, hurt, and the rest is history. It took a couple of months from my appointment for me to make that mind shift. I wasn't ready to, I guess, accept anything. So I want to say it was maybe 2, 3 months later. That's when I made up in my mind that I wanted to start. Now, there is a backstory, the history of even knowing plant-based and vegan, that was there as well, but I don't typically share that part because it does take a pretty long time to talk about, but it's worth knowing. So between that time of my appointment to my start date, I just kind of started wondering, well, what is this plant-based business all about? And I see the success stories and I'm like, I guess I'll just go ahead and kind of give it a try. So here I am at 4 years and still going strong. Okay. So that is my why. All right. So let's go to how did it start or how did I begin? So most people can just kind of stop eating the animal based food and the dairy and just go right in. But that's not me because I like eating what I eat, right? So I didn't start that way. Um, Before I officially started, I could only imagine that I was trying to cut back on some things, but who knows? When I started, I didn't go cold turkey, as some people say. I gradually started eating mostly plants. So when you see some of my videos, I always say, or reels, I always say, consume mostly plants or eat mostly plants. So that's what I did. Um, I did not completely stop eating baked chicken, fried chicken, I don't know, burgers, what have you. I didn't completely stop. It took some time. So that's what I did. That's my story. And what I did, of course, I do not share meals of me having a piece of baked chicken. I'm just thinking back um, from my previous or my first videos. I didn't necessarily share that. I shared those things that I started shifting and eating because I would not typically have, let's say, hummus and Tostitos. That was not my thing. So I had to get to that point. So that's how it went. It started in bits and pieces. You know, I had a little bit here and a little bit there, and I shared some of the things that I did in my previous videos. Definitely check them out. It is a journey worth checking out because I didn't start flat out as vegan or vegetarian, what have you. I consume mostly plants, okay? So that is how I started, okay? So I'm going to move to what have I learned? Um, because I already shared what it looked like. So what have I learned? I learned that consuming mostly plants really makes you feel good. And when you put these plants on the plate and you continue to add and add and add, you're gradually coming away from those things that are just not as healthy. I mean, really, it's a mind shift. Now, is it to say, because some would say, so you're telling me you don't eat meat anymore? Um, Only when I challenge myself not to. And it's easy for me to do because I don't do it all the time. I remember going to a vegan, I don't know if it was a food tasting or fest or something that was held in Marietta, Georgia years ago. I'm talking maybe about 20 years, a little bit more than 20 years ago. And I remember sitting in this conference room and hearing this gentleman talk. And he was saying how he had children because he was talking about how sometimes the kids would want, I want to say it was a burger because I was thinking pizza. Like the whole time, I guess I was craving pizza. So anyway, he was talking about how they wanted burgers. And he was saying how he don't necessarily just, they don't have it at all. They had it every now and again, and even himself. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh, okay. So now at the time I was thinking, because this was a vegan um, conference, I was assuming, okay, so vegans do sometimes have salmon because I did know some vegans that would have salmon, once or twice out of the month. I don't know. They didn't give me the exact number, but they did get that. But in his case, he would get a burger or a slice of pizza or whatever every now and again. So fast forward in the time, I started researching the differences between vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, whole food, plant-based, etc., etc. Now, from what I understand, vegans do not consume animal protein. They don't go do it, but maybe some do. They probably do occasionally. But what I also understand is between whole food, plant-based, and just plant-based, which I don't categorize myself as anything, but yeah, plant-based, I would say plant-based. Some do consume a little bit of animal protein or dairy, what have you. So there are slight differences. Of course, vegetarian, hey, maybe some of them may consume it, but for the most part, the people that I have talked to that are vegetarian, they don't consume that, but they do consume dairy products. So yeah, the cheese, milk, etc. So it's a learning curve for me, and I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed this so much that I decided to go to school and learn more about plant-based and vegan. So, and through my journey, I was able to obtain my vegan health coach certificate. It's just a certificate, but the wealth of knowledge, yes. Took notes because I love taking notes. I love learning. Not to say that I can recall 100% of what I learned, but I got my notes. Okay. And then fast forward even closer, just recently, I earned my T. Collins plant-based certificate. That was it was intense in a good way. Okay. I was just craving and learning and enjoying the knowledge that I gained from obtaining the certificate. So much that during the process, thankfully, I ran across where I can create my own community to support others because I'm not always out there. That is not my main job to travel. So, whereby I have Wellness Travelers Group. Okay. So, it is my very new small biz, my baby. And I have this community and I like to support others. So, in turn, I like to support you. So, if you want the support into that transitional piece, join the community. Right now, the community, it is free to join. We do have different events, if not on a monthly basis, every so often, but just there to support you because many of us, we do want to eat better. And sometimes we just don't know, like, well, what do I do other than saying, hey, I'm going to cut back from this a little bit. But it's nothing like being in a community where we're supporting one another and giving us and just giving positive feedback. This is a faith based community that I have, and I invite you to join. So if you're interested in joining that community, the information is in the comments, also in my bio here in the on this YouTube community or this YouTube channel. Otherwise, if you just want resources, hey, I just need resources. I need to know where I can go for this, that, and the other. Hey, I still have Good Old Plants, so definitely check my Good Old Plants website. I am here to support you and also to give you my updates to my journey. Okay, so we're at 11 minutes and I didn't want to make it long. I'm sorry if you had to fast forward a little bit, by all means do so. But I just came back from my vacation. Yes, I feel so good. Came back from my vacation this summer and I, 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 I want to say I concluded my high raw vegan experience because I enjoyed that. I concluded that one before I got on vacation, of course, before I went on vacation. But while I was on vacation, because I've had that high raw vegan experience, I felt the need to grab me a piece of fruit or eat some vegetables, raw, not so much cooked. But I had the desire to do that. It's your mind. So while I enjoyed myself, I still took in those the natural plants and the fruits and the vegetables. I still took it in and enjoyed it. Had a wonderful vacation. I'm back and I'm ready to jump back on board. So we do the community wellness travelers, the wellness travelers group, which is part of the NICE community. I keep saying community. It's called the NICE community. We are having another event coming up, and it's a 1 week challenge, and I invite you to join it. It is free. It's called You're So Sweet Challenge. And yeah, definitely take part of that. Like and subscribe because there's always more to share. Hey, if you have any questions to ask me about my journey or, just, hey, what are some of the foods that I eat, what have you? You want to see a different video, me talking about something else, all things plants, good old plants, drop the comments down and I will come back on with something new to share. Hey, by the way, I'm still in my 170s. Feeling good. All right. Have a good rest of your day.